Greetings. Welcome to Meet the Candidates 2022 for the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. We're going to do a brief video presentation where we will present the candidates for Executive Council in our elections for the year 2022. They will be the class of 2025. We are very excited to present these candidates to you, and we hope and pray that this suffices in the information you need to make an informed and qualified decision while casting your ballots in the weeks coming ahead. Once again, my name is David Matthew Walton. I am the committee chair for the Nominating Committee, and my email is provided below if you have any questions directed towards the committee or to me in particular. I want to share a few messages for you before we move along to the Meet the Candidates. First, I want to say the committee, which includes myself, Sister Zindy Clark, Sister Sylvia Cyrus, Brother Moses Massenberg, as well as Sister Denise. We are very, very excited to have the mentorship and the guidance from Sister Annette Palmer. We've worked diligently to have a very transparent and fair process. We've introduced new things such as this Meet the Candidates seminar, as well as a informational meeting for the candidates so they could be aware of the requirements, responsibilities, and commitment of all Executive Council members. We have provided an information sheet that is available on the members only portion of the asala.org website of each candidate, in that we have their contact information, their professional history, their major accomplishments, prior service to ASALA, and what they hope to accomplish as an Executive Council member. For this presentation, we will only focus on previous ASALA service and what they hope to accomplish as an Executive Council member. You can refer to the information sheet provided on the members only section of our asala.org website for their professional experience and their major accomplishments. I want to take this time to encourage everyone in earshot moving into next year, after we complete these elections and we successfully hold our annual conference in Montgomery, Alabama in September. I encourage you all to look to your branch members and nominate someone for Executive Council next cycle. I encourage you as branch members to nominate yourselves. I encourage scholars, professors, department heads, deans to look around at your students and nominate students for our student member seat on the Executive Council. Only you can keep ASALA moving forward as we have. Only you can select by your vote the leadership of our association. Thus, only you are best suited to find and identify great candidates moving forward. Thank you. And now we will move ahead with our Meet the Candidates segment. Our first candidate is a candidate for the corporate member of the Executive Council, and that is Denise Rollard Barnes. She is a resident of Washington, D.C., and you see her email address. And her current employer is the Washington Informer, a Black-owned newspaper in Washington, D.C. Her previous service to ASALA, extensive committee work, and a current Executive Council member. What she hopes to accomplish, continuing as an Executive Council member, is as a life member and current Executive Council member, it is my hope to help amplify the significance and work of ASALH, help build membership, secure and increase funding, and enhance its organizational structure. Once again, that is nominee for corporate member Denise Rollard Barnes. And if you want to reach out to her to ask her specific questions, her email is provided here. Our student candidate for nominee for student member, and that is Kimberly Mosey, who resides in Grand Prairie, Texas. Her current employer is the University of Texas. As a student member and as a new member to ASALH, just as most, if not all, student members to the Executive Council have been, she has limited prior service to ASALH, which should not be a mark against her, considering that she is a graduate student. What she hopes to accomplish as an Executive Council member. I would be honored to serve as a student Executive Council member of ASALH. If granted the opportunity to serve in this capacity, I hope to glean from the wisdom of the Executive Council, specifically regarding the running of an organization. As a researcher and future college professor, I hope to grasp a firm understanding of conducting critical research that centers the perspectives of African American communities from the diverse experiences of the Executive Council. I also hope to participate in more opportunities of service to underserved communities through my Executive Council membership. Once again, this is Kimberly Mosey, and she is a nominee for the student member of the Executive Council. Our first nominee for general member of the Executive Council is Lyman A. Brody. He resides in Oviedo, Florida, and his current employer is the University of Central Florida. His previous service to ASALH. He has extensive branch work and leadership, and he's current Dorothy Turner Johnson Branch of Central Florida member. What he hopes to accomplish as an Executive Council member. The Council has clearly been successful in continuing the legacy of Dr. Woodson. I hope to continue that journey as a Council member by promoting the entire and inclusive American experience through many lenses. As an institutional member, the University of Central Florida, I also hope to promote the organization to a broader student base on a national level. ASALH is an outstanding organization, and I hope my experience and background will add to the expertise currently residing in our core council members. Once again, that is Lyman Brody, the nominee for general member number 1. Our next candidate for general member number 2 is Deirdre Foreman from Mahwah, New Jersey, where she resides, and her current employer is Ramapo College of New Jersey. Her previous service to ASALH. She has extensive branch work and leadership, and she is the current president of the Manhattan branch. What she hopes to accomplish as an Executive Council member. If selected to be a member of the Executive Council, I would like to apply my wide range of experience to strengthen the ASALH brand, identity, reputation, and connection to the world. I would like to contribute to the expansion of community partnerships and increasing domestic and international memberships. I would like to assist with the financial planning, grant writing, publications, the annual meeting and conference, and other national program initiatives. Once again, this is Deirdre Foreman, nominee for general member. Next, we have our third nominee for general member of the Executive Council, V Phillips, who resides in Attleboro, Massachusetts, and is employed by Brown University. Her previous service to ASALH. She has extensive community work and leadership. What she hopes to accomplish as an Executive Council member. As a life member of ASALA, I am dedicated to continuing the legacy of Dr. Carter G. Woodson in the preservation and promotion of African American life and history. As a member of the Executive Council, I hope to work with other council members and membership in increasing the impact of traditional programming, as well as to help create new initiatives. I would add my experience and perspective to expanding ASALA's existing digital initiatives like the ASALA TV. Finally, I look forward to working with existing partners and helping to establish new partnerships to move the mission of ASALA forward. Once again, that is Kim V Phillips, nominee for General Member of the Executive Council. Next, we have our fourth nominee for General Member of the Executive Council, Randall Maurice Jones, who currently resides in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and is currently employed by the University of Kansas. His previous service to ASALA, extensive committee work and leadership, and he is a current Executive Council member. What he hopes to accomplish continuing as an Executive Council member. As a life member and current Executive Council member, I hope to establish an ASALA endowment, in addition to also improve and increase our budget and budget functions. Once again, that is Randall Maurice Jones, fourth nominee for General Member of the Executive Council. Next, our fifth nominee for Executive Council, General Member of the Executive Council, is Cornelius L Bynum, who resides in West Lafayette, Indiana, and is currently employed by Purdue University. Previous service to ASALA, extensive committee work and leadership, previous Executive Council member. What he hopes to accomplish as an Executive Council member. As a life member and former Executive Council member, I would work to develop new initiatives to draw younger scholars, especially undergraduate researchers, into the organization and grow their presence and profile in the annual conference meeting. As an organization, it is crucial that ASALA positions itself effectively to engage the next generation of Black Studies scholars and individuals interested in Black Studies generally. College and university undergraduates engaged in independent research in Black Studies are the exact cohort that will produce the future professional scholars and supporters of Black Studies that will fundamentally shape the discipline in the years to come. They are a cohort that I will work to draw closer to the association if elected to the Executive Council. Once again, that is Cornelius Bynum, our fifth nominee for General Member of the Executive Council. And now we have our sixth nominee for General Member of the Executive Council, Zebulon V Miletsky, who resides in Brooklyn, New York, and is currently employed by Stony Brook University. Previous service to ASALA. Extensive committee work and leadership, current Executive Council member, current member of the Manhattan branch. What he hopes to accomplish as a member of the Executive Council or a continued member of the Executive Council. As a current Executive Council member and committee chair, I hope to build on the work I've accomplished as chair of the Marketing and Public Relations Committee, which was accomplished through some pretty critical chapters in its history, including the pandemic. Being a part of the program cluster and having now chaired two committees, the Academic Program and Marketing and PR committees, I have a good sense of how we can continue to bring even greater attention to this noble and grand association. While we balance the ongoing grant programs and critical programming that have made ASALA the preeminent Black history professional organization in the world. We have a high standard to continue with the phenomenal success of the Black History Month Festival with ASALA TV and our social media platforms, which we also expand, as well as the tie-ins and large-scale cross-promotional opportunities which can and will result in dollars for the coffers of Asala, so that we can continue to let our light shine without the added burden of a lack of funds. I believe because of experience under the hood with marketing and PR, as well as the APC, I pledge to ensure that Asala's economic and programming engine will run for a long, long time. Nothing will make me prouder than to work with the amazingly talented, gifted, and motivated volunteers of Asala. As such, I will continue to work very closely with the Vice President for Membership and all the officers to bring about continued prosperity for Asala. Awesome. Once again, those were our candidates. Keep in mind, for our general members, there are only 5 seats available and we have 6 candidates. Also, write-in ballots will not be accepted. You must vote for those who are on the ballot. Keep an eye out in your mail if you expect to receive a physical copy of the ballot, an information sheet, and other things to be considered in voting on in the upcoming election. For those of you all who intend to do it digitally, keep an eye out in your emails. The information sheet and the ballot will be available for reference on our asala.org website in the members only section. Once again, I hope you are as excited as I am for our upcoming election in the coming weeks and the engagement of our branch members and general members across the world. I am happy to serve as your nominating committee chair and as an executive council member of the class of 2023. And I look forward to continuing to work with you. And I look forward to the exciting and wonderful results of this upcoming election. Have a wonderful and blessed day. And remember to keep the legacy of Woodson et al. Alive. The bloodline of our association is our branches. Thank you once again, and have a blessed day.